Hi, I'm a geologist that works in water in West Texas, and I'm going to explain to you why AI centers and data centers use up a lot of water. So what happens when you use your computer for a really long time? It overheats. It creates a lot of energy, right? This is exactly how data centers work, but on a large scale. So imagine having the power of one computer and then times it by like 1,000,000 or 2,000,000, and that is the amount of heat that these things generate. So how do you cool these systems down? With water. I've only been to like 1 or 2 data centers, but all of the ones that I've seen, they basically have these tubes of water that they run through the whole facility that cools the computers down. And your first question is probably, why don't they just recycle that water? Well, if they recycle it, there are these things called precipitates, which is basically just like a solid that starts to form through whatever tubing or piping system that you use, and it will start to block the flow of water eventually. So if you're reusing the water, the buildup will be much higher than if you were to just pump out like new water. And that's why they also use fresh water instead of like saline or salt water. A lot of the water used to cool down the hardware also evaporates in the process too. So obviously you can't reuse the water when it evaporates. So what happens is these big data centers come to a place like Texas where if you own the land, you pretty much own the water rights too if you drill a well, and then they'll drill a really deep well next to someone who has a much shallower well, like a farmer, and they will pump from the aquifer, and once the aquifer gets down below a certain level, the farmer who has a much shallower well won't be able to access the same water anymore. And that's why it's a problem.